Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I am Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Marine.
And you can see Todd is on location at sea, having some fun. Are you on the toilet? There it is. That's the Todd I know.
I'm in my room, man.
Awesome. Just worked a long day and was kind enough to hop on and chat with us tonight.
13-hour day.
Nice. I only did 12.
Fucking pussy.
Like a lazy asshole.
A 12, eh?
Yeah.
It is, buddy.
So
That's how you get it fucking done. Men.
Men. So tell me, how has your week been?
It's been absolutely bullshit.
Oh no.
Because I've been working.
Oh.
And that's about it. I did eat a crushed freezy today, though. That was a big highlight.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
I did not have a freezy, but I'm going to tell you a great story. I had to dig deep to become Father of the Year in the last couple days. 3 nights ago, I went to say goodnight to my daughter, and usually she says goodnight to her gerbils, and there was no response from gerbils. Usually they're up and like playing around and stuff like that, and they were nowhere to be found. And my daughter has very bad luck with gerbils, where they're just hamsters and whatever in general. It's like after a few months they're just dead. So I'm like, please don't. There's 2 of them. Please don't tell me that they both died.
Is she feeding them?
Yes, she feeds them. She, like, the amount of research she does on these things, she knows more about hamsters and gerbils and whatnot than you and I ever knew. And so, but it just kept happening. Like, just something would happen. Like, one had like some kind of weird like neurological thing, and it just like shook to death. And yeah, it was quite a thing. But then I'm sitting there, so now I'm digging around to see if I can find them. And like, there's no, usually if you dig around a little bit, you'll see a little stirring, nothing like that. But now I'm also just not finding them. Then I realized, so we made one of those bin cages. So it's like all plastic all the way up, and then the top, and then there's mesh on the top so they can breathe. And then I notice it's a little askew and like broken. They Ocean's 11'd out of that friggin' thing. They had to jump on their plastic house, jump up and backwards to grab on, and then force themselves up and through this thing, and they both did it and were gone.
They're gone.
They were gone. So
you like rented an apartment next door.
Well,
you'll see them in the hallway. It'll be super awkward.
So this is step 2. Step 2 is I see my cat staring into a corner, and I'm like, oh, maybe the cat's got them cornered. So I'm like, maybe the cat's got them cornered. This is perfect. Right over underneath the radiator. So I'm like, okay, let's go check. And I look, and I lift up the one piece of the radiator, like the cover, and it goes into the wall. I'm in an apartment, so that's anywhere. There, and it's like, well, uh-oh. So, you know, my daughter...
The walls will start stinking soon.
Well, my daughter instantly heartbroken, right? Because, obviously. And so she was, you know, she's trying to put on a strong face, but she was crushed. And
I know, it's funny. I'm so sorry.
I know.
Little things, eh?
I know. And so I was just... And you just, like, it breaks your heart as a dad when you can't do anything. Like, I can't fix this. Next day comes around, and it's like, you never know, okay? I was like, let's not give up all hope right now. Let's be prepared for the worst, but let's see what happens. Sometimes they come back. And I was like, so what we're going to do is, like, we'll put a little food out, and we'll put a little water out. Maybe it can draw them back out. And I was like, I also built a humane trap where I had, like, a walkway up to a bucket, and then a paper towel flat across, and then a little bit of food on. So the idea would be they'd go on, try to go for the food, fall into the bucket. And there was some like
nice
bedding at the bottom of the bucket to kind of keep them.
I thought you were going to have like the stick. You'd be up all night in the dark, you know, and then you'd pull the stick out and it would fall. I'm
not above that.
Have they come out?
Well, the saga continues. Wu-Tang. The next morning I'm at work, and then Carrie texts me, we got George. That's one of them. It's Fred and George are the 2 gerbils. It's like, we got George.
Tell them apart?
Yeah, they look different. But yeah, so basically the cat again spotted the gerbil took off behind the shelving unit, but where the cage is, and then just wouldn't leave there. So then my wife's on one side with like a paper towel tube with a sock on the end of it because she didn't want to touch it. And then my daughter's on the other side. She's freaked out by rodents. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And then my daughter's on the other side with a cup, managed to finally coax him in, get him in. I'm like, that's great news. She's so happy. There's still one down, but it's like, okay, like that's something at least. So the night comes, I see her. She's happy. She's not all the way better, but she's got something. She got a win. So I say goodnight to her. I have to go to bed myself because I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like 9 o'clock at this point. I'm just heading to bed. She opens the door. She's like, I just heard Fred. And I'm like, okay, let's go look. And the cat's now eyes darting at the closet, just like, and I'm like, okay. And then I look and I see a tail, and then it just scurries. And I'm like, you little bastard. I'm like, all right, let's get this done. My daughter has this big closet, and then she has our deep freezer in the other side of the closet. So she's got a big shelf on the one side. So I pull out the shelf, and I see the gerbil. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then he runs behind the freezer into the freezer. Like there's a little spot like where you would access the motor,
right,
for it and stuff. So he ran in there, and I'm like, I can't get my hand in or anything like that. So I have to pull out the freezer. The freezer weighs probably like 400 or so pounds right now because it's full of food and it's big. And I can't just pull it straight out. I have to like maneuver it and like basically like a friggin' tractor trailer backing out all the way out. So I get it out. I can't reach in still to get around to get to the gerbil. But there's a little panel there. So I open the panel. Now we're on both sides. I managed to get him. We get him in the cage. It's just like instantly her arms are around me. Like, thank you, Daddy. It's the best feeling ever. You're just all of a sudden the hero, right? And I'm just like, oh, like I'm so happy. Sweat is pouring off of me. I look at the clock. It's like 10:30. And so I'm like, again, I got to be up at 4. I'm so tired. I would have stayed there till 3 in the morning doing that, though.
Those cats did a good job.
Yeah, just the one. It's this one that's meowing at me right now. But
so I like the story.
Thank you.
Because you were Hero Town, but these poor animals escaped because of their horrible, oppressive confines, and then you found them like a jailbreak and put them back into their cell.
Yeah. Well, they on their own, they're probably dead. They're dead.
Oh, absolutely. That's why they came back over the food. Yeah. I wonder where that thing goes. How far they went. Like, I
have no idea. But like,
when they went into the and just to let you know, I lose gerbils all the time too, but Richard Gere style.
Yeah. See, this is actually what was funny too, because it kind of occurred to me after the fact that we're chasing it around with a paper towel tube, and I'm like, oh, this is how it starts.
Yeah, that's exactly how it starts. A toilet paper tube and a sock.
Yeah. But so
which
that
you already had set up ready to go. Like, you did not have to put that together. You reached over onto your nixstand, grabbed your tube and sock combo, and then went to town.
Yeah, well, that's not untrue, but fixing my lights. But the
father of the year.
It was a win.
Did you make sure you fixed where they jailbroke?
Yes, I did fix that. And we're going to come up with a better long-term solution for the top anyways. But for now, it will be more than
They're going to
sufficient.
get like, this is going to be like the next Pixar film. Like, they're going to get more sophisticated. You're going to be like, hey, they're not really moving. And then you're going to touch them and they'll be like fake gerbils. They made like fake ones of themselves.
Yeah. Tiny little Carl Reiner's going to be in there pretending to be somebody else.
Exactly.
Tiny little Brad Pitt charming somebody. Yeah. Oh. I'm not looking forward to what was going on, but like legit what had to happen. It was like, in Ocean's 12, when you see that guy and he's doing all that weird capoeira training and stuff, and you don't know why he's doing it. And then you see at the end when he's like going around all the lasers and stuff. That's what they had to do essentially to get out of this thing.
Like, they really, really did a great job.
It was like, I respected them, and I respected them more for coming home because my baby girl was happy. But I will take you from that good news to some bad news that I just read. Sonny Chiba died.
I just read the same thing. Yep.
I literally just read that as we were getting started, which is bummed. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have much to say. It's like he's a martial arts movie legend, and he was 82. Yep. So I mean, it's not like it was COVID related.
Yes,
I didn't know. So that's.
I was walking. I have a Sovid story.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street in Toronto, mm-hmm. and this dude is like walking down the street, and he's got like, I don't know, his shirt's like half open, and he's, it's like one of these like silky looking shirts with like a gold dragon kind of thing on. He's got a big cigar coming out of his mouth. He's like a young guy, I don't know, like maybe our age.
Okay.
And he's walking down the street with the fattest, most amazing bulldog you've ever seen in the history of your life.
Okay.
And so I'm, we're crossing each other, right? Or whatever, passing each other. And I see the dog, and I'm like talking to the dog. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, look at you. And then the dog looks at me and stops, but the guy keeps walking, and the collar just comes right off.
Oh shit.
Like, because it's just like resting loosely on his wrinkle neck. Like there's no real neck to cinch it in to keep this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the guy keeps walking, and then the dog starts walking over to me, and the dude's like, no. He's like, no. He's like, Sovid. Meanwhile,
well, I'm sure he's pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah. But I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
He is not wearing a mask.
Oh God.
So he's walking down the street maskless, and then freaks out because I'm getting too close to his dog.
And
I literally said to him, I was like, what do you mean Sovid? I was like, you're not even wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not even going with, and then he's like, fuck you. He's like, starts to he's, getting closer to me. I was like, a minute ago, you wanted me to be really far. Now you want to fight me. So you're going to be getting up in my face.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck off. And then I just walked. And then I just continued walking.
Speaking of almost got in a fight. I forgot about this until you just mentioned it. So last week, my sister contacted me. So my sister is kind of my contact for all the reviews and stuff I've been doing for CGM. And she had some new equipment for me to pick up. And I had some stuff to drop off. So I'm like, well, I'll come over to your place and I'll drop off this stuff. And you can give me that stuff. And then I'll go home on my way home from work. So I'm pulling in, and there's some dude just shirtless, like this bald, shirtless guy, and he's like right up near her. And then I pull up, and he starts walking away from her, and he stops at my window, and he's just looking down at the window and just like, and I roll down the window, and I'm like, yes? And he's like, huh? And I'm like, get lost now. And he starts to walk away, and I pull up. And then my sister starts to talk to me, and he yells the C word at her. And then I went blank for a moment, and I was outside of the car going at him.
Nice.
And then my sister's like, get back in the car, just whatever. And I'm like, yeah, and I was like, you better keep fucking going. Like, I was like, whatever. And then he turns around, he's like, what? I want to fight. And he's like, he's now got like a completely crushed beer can. And he's like, and he's just going nuts. And then he comes back, and then my sister's like, that's it, I'm calling the cops on you, like whatever. And so she calls the cops on him. And then he goes, and he's like standing at the top of like a parking garage. He's just standing up there. I'm like, that's not the best place for you to be.
He's like lurking.
And then he starts coming at us, and he starts coming at us pretty fast.
Where are you?
At my sister's place.
Oh, okay.
And she, and so he's coming, and I'm like, go home, dude. Like, the cops are going to be here any minute. Just go home. And he comes up, he's like, I wasn't, and he starts yelling in the car because he knows that my sister's on the phone in the car. He's like, I wasn't even doing anything. You're being stupid. And then I noticed he started talking a little off, and that's when I noticed he had hearing aids in. Right. And then he's like, I'm hearing impaired. And I know I'm not doing a good deaf voice, but I don't want to do a deaf voice. So for some reason, I'm making it Valley. But he's like, I'm hearing impaired. I'm like, I don't care. You're an asshole. Like, go.
Yeah.
And then like he keeps coming back out, and he's like, you guys are just being so stupid. He's like, especially women. Women are stupid. And I'm just like, dude. And then like Dana yells at me from the car. She's like, the 911 operator said, don't talk to him anymore. Okay, fine. Then he just disappears. He goes in, he's like in the building and he just kind of disappears. But he came out like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, I thought for sure I was going to have to bop this dude in the face a few times.
No way.
But
Hero Town.
It doesn't have
to taken him.
Doesn't, yeah. That would not have been an issue.
Just rip his hearing aids out and punch him in the face with them.
Well, what? So he couldn't hear me punch him? No, but he was just a really drunk, skinny dude. Like, what? Like, he probably would have been one of those guys where you get a bad shot in and he just falls over unconscious.
Smacks his head out the concrete and then you get charged with murder. That's what you should have led with. Yeah, this is where this is going. Like, he came back when I punched him.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't let me finish the story. He's dead.
Yeah, it's like way later. You're like, oh yeah, I'm sort of going to jail for manslaughter.
Yeah, I'm behind bars right now, but they can't let me bring on my
deaf
shit.
Guy.
Yeah,
like you beat up a disabled person. Yeah. Like, way to go, tough guy.
And that literally, like, first off, deaf doesn't count as far as like, it counts as a disability, but it doesn't count as far as inhibiting your fighting ability. It's not like I beat up a dude in a wheelchair or something. What?
It's probably even better at fighting.
But yeah, it's
oh my god, the deaf community is gonna be all fucking over you, bud.
They're not
when they hear this.
No, they'll be on my side because they hate drunk assholes too.
Of course, because he gives them a bad name.
Exactly. He gives love a bad name as well.
I literally just thought, yeah.
Thank you.
The same, yeah.
All right, back into more newsy.
You give bad people a bad name.
Gene Roddenberry getting his own biopic, which would be
wait, no, let me guess. Gene, I don't even know what he looks like. I'm taking a wild guess.
Yeah,
Gary Oldman.
Probably, but no, it doesn't say anywhere here who's going to play him or anything. I think they just greenlit the project, so I don't think there's even a script.
Oh, it'll be Tom Hanks, whatever.
Yeah. What else do we have? I'm literally just scrolling through the news right now because I didn't have a time.
I've been at sea. I have no fucking. You know what I did see on all the movie news websites was like one day it was like posting what everybody made for their new movies.
Yeah,
and it was fucking unreal. I was like, the new Adam McKay movie was Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, they are making
Jennifer Lawrence was paid $25 million and he was paid $30 million.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? Like,
yeah,
that thing shit. So this like rom-com is gonna cost like $400 million. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy fuck. And then it was like Julia Roberts' next movie, $20 million. I'm telling you, they're making more money because of streaming.
Yeah, well, and that's
except for Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo.
See, that still confuses me. Like, how do you not have the streaming portion of this figured out by now? And how was that not an easy discussion between?
And it's all women that got screwed over too.
Well, no, because The Rock was involved in that too. But
no, The Rock didn't get screwed over.
Yeah, he did. He's
what?
With Jungle Cruise. Yeah.
Oh.
So because he was also considering suing with Emily Blunt.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, how is this not the simplest thing? It's like, okay, we were going to have this box office release. Obviously, they've got points on their contract. Otherwise, there'd be nothing to sue over because they got paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Salary.
Yeah.
So why is it not as simple as, hey, like, you go back in and it's like, okay, well, you changed kind of the deal a little bit because now all of a sudden, because you couldn't do the theater, which is fine, but now we want those points to be put towards the Disney
streaming.
Plus. Like how I feel like that should have been an open and shut.
Oh, it should have been already thing, yeah.
But instead it was just instant, like, no, it's like they did some kind of double deal on them. What, do you think they planned that COVID was going to happen and that the
House of the Mouse did it?
Yeah. Oh God. But like, it's just bananas. Cause like, they're the only people who are like charging that extra thing right now. So they easily could have just sorted that out, but it's like, it just instantly went to lawsuits. So it was like, oh,
Good for Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Fight the good fight, Black Widow. Like, so we paid her $20 million.
No, there's no.
She deserves more. Come on.
If and 100%, if her thing was, if like points were a part of her thing, then absolutely it should. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
No, but then Disney came out with a comment. They were literally like, "Well, we already paid her $20 million.
Yeah,
so that's like enough. Also, she's a woman, so we don't give a shit." House of the Mouse. You're even wearing a shirt right now.
I am.
Oh, well, they've gotten to you.
Well, they got to you
years ago. They're
decades ago, baby.
Disney fucking theme park.
But
their $18 trillion fucking hotel.
Yeah.
Outer space.
I actually saw they've got their space restaurant, and they showed that. That thing looks badass.
Space-restaurant?
Yeah, it's going to be at Epcot. It's like basically the idea is you're like on a space station just outside of Earth. And so when you go in, there's like a waiting area, and then it's like you're taking like a Hyperloop elevator up to the station.
From Earth to the thing.
So you walk in, and then whatever happens, and then you walk out the same door, but now all of a sudden you're on the space station. And
cool.
And then all the windows are just looking out onto Earth, or if you're on the other side facing, and like God knows whatever's happening, but it looked really cool.
I thought you were gonna be like way out in space, like an outpost.
No, that's the Star Wars one. This
what are you talking about?
This is just a restaurant at Epcot that they're doing.
Oh, I thought you meant it was in that new.
No, that one's a completely fictional whatever. There's no Earth. There's no Earth.
How much is that thing? Isn't it like $6,000 for like 2 days or some shit?
Yeah, it's cruise prices. It's rough.
That is fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem too. It's like, even if I had the money to go, I wouldn't want to go because of the people who would be going. It's just all the people with that kind of money to go. I'm like, no, I want to go with Star Wars fans who are really going to dig into like the role play of it all and the.
Well, I'm sure these people would too. They're not just gonna be like, whatever. I've got the money.
I'm certain that I would say 50% of everybody there is not going to play along the way you're supposed to. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll wear this," and then it'll just be happening. And it's like, "Oh, I don't know. I thought you were just bringing me drinks." And then it's just
okay, I can see that.
Yeah. I want
nothing but super nerd because they're gonna ruin your LARPing.
I want Comic-Con nerds nonstop who are staying like 11 people to a room.
Fuck yeah! Well, I mean, Jesus, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I
wonder if they're gonna drop the price, because I wonder how popular that's gonna be at that price.
It'll drop the price eventually, but it's gonna be so in demand at the beginning that they're like, "Oh, we'll just I'm almost hoping that it happens that way, just because then it'll weed out, okay, the rich people all went and did it, now the price will go down, and then people who just really, really want to do it.
Right.
Go. Yeah.
More days or 2 days, like, come on.
Yeah. Lame. But again, it's a turnover thing, right? So many people are going to want to do it. There's a limited number of rooms. So, because if everybody
stayed, able to do like, well, what happens if you want to stay like 4 nights? Does your adventure continue, or do you start again on day 3 and then go?
Well, there's no option to stay 4 nights. You would have to leave.
Oh, you just do the 2 nights.
Yeah, that's it. So, and then it resets, and then.
Yeah, that'll be for just rich people that are already going to Disney.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck it, we'll also add the 2 days on of this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. But,
who the hell's going to go all the way to Florida just for 2 days at this space fucking camp?
And that's what they're counting on. They're counting on the fact that you're going to do that, and then probably move yourself into another hotel for another 5 days or something like that at least. And
dear God,
I imagine they'll make that process easy too, where it'll just be all of a sudden your bags will be at whatever your new hotel is, as long as it's like on resort type thing.
On Disney, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not going to move it to somebody else's place.
On Disney grounds.
What else too? The Eternals trailer came out.
I didn't see it.
It doesn't show a ton. It just kind of like shows off who's around, and it shows off kind of the basic idea of who these people are and what their kind of job is. Their job is to protect humanity from these very specific like demon kind of creature things. And they're all like the last member of their race. And then apparently in the Marvel universe, once you're the last of a race, you're immortal. So that's what all of those guys are. That's why like there's a.
So if I kill everybody on Earth and I'm the last one, I will be immortal.
If you're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, yes, or just the Marvel Universe.
The only one.
To the Dan Server. That means nothing to nobody except you. That's for people who don't know. In the old version of UFC, God, the lighting is really fucking with my teeth. There's shadows and it's making my teeth look fucked up. But in the old,
I don't need shadows for my teeth to look fucked up.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, the old UFC when it was tournament style, they were still doing like these like WWE style promos where like between it would be like, oh, here's what like this person had to say. And back in the day, you had people like Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn and all these guys. Dan Severn was sitting there just staring at the camera and he has no charisma, right? And he just goes, "There can be only one." Like that was his like end transmission. Like,
so
just get off of me. But anyways, so like that shows they actually have a moment where they explain why they didn't get involved in the whole Avengers of it all. And it's like their oath is that they can't get involved in anything human unless it involves these specific things that they go against. He's like, that's what we're sworn to protect Earth against. That's all we can do. And so that was their reasoning behind that. And then you get little bits and pieces of them being on Earth. Richard Madden, who plays Robb Stark in Game of Thrones, which by the way, which by the way, for people, we actually recorded our first Game of Thrones episode last week, and we're going to be getting back into Binge Watchers on the Wall, so keep an eye out for that.
It's about fucking time.
Right? And but yeah, so he's in it, and he's basically Superman, which then made me start to think, I'm like, he would have been a good Superman.
Right.
He like literally he flies around and he shoots lasers from his eyes, and like I don't know how old this character is. He's older than recent, but like he's not older than Superman by any means. And then it was just a bunch. It showed off like little teeny tiny bits of powers and stuff like that, and yeah, just like it was long, but it was just really a teaser of everything. So
right.
So yeah, it was just really a big giant teaser about them and like kind of what to expect, but I'm looking forward to that. Shang-Chi, we were talking about it just prior to going on here, that I had a chance to go review it on Monday, so I would have seen it before most people, and that I can't do it because I'd have to go into Toronto 7 hours before I started work, and then I'd have to do that and then kill 5 hours. And I was like, oh, so bummer. So
boo-hoo.
I know. Well, that would have been wonderful, but now it can't happen. But I am
taking price just like the rest of the schlubs.
Yeah, but hey, I deserve nice things.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Taking the kids though tomorrow to see Jungle Cruise and Free Guy at the drive-in.
Oh no way!
Yeah, so they're
driving rules. Yeah, that's a good double whammy.
Mm-hmm. Then the other one is good. Don't Breathe 2 and like The Conjuring or whatever.
Ooh,
and then
that'd be good.
And then the other one was Suicide Squad and something else.
I would probably totally, and Black Widow.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I would totally go see Don't Breathe 2 and The Conjuring.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to go check out, but I'm bringing the kids.
Who cares? Lie to them. Scare the living fucking piss right out of them.
Nah, I only do that when I can tell them the truth. We're gonna watch Halloween, and then they did, and they didn't care for me as much afterwards.
You redeemed yourself with the hamsters, though.
I did. The gerbil thing definitely brought me back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is why ScarJo is suing Disney, because she just had a child, and those shits are expensive.
Oh, you know it, man. You fucking know it.
She's like, I know I make a lot of money, but my husband's only a Saturday Night Live cast member, so help a sister out.
Oh yeah, she's gonna need some help, all right. Oh
yeah. Yeah.
I didn't dig that Steven Dorff made fun of her.
Oh, he was a piece of shit.
He only picked on her. He never said anything about I feel bad for Chris Hemsworth starring those movies. He said specifically her.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I'm like, the fuck,
That was because that's very specific, because that was him wanting to get attention, because he's like, I'm going to talk about the thing that's happening right now,
right?
So that people will talk
like,
about me. And it's like, go enjoy your next fucking art house pick, man.
Yeah, and like let's fucking what's her husband's name?
Who? ScarJoe? Oh, Colin Jost.
So Scarco.
Yeah, or ScarJost.
ScarJoe. Oh well, ScarJoe would still work then.
It would still work, yeah.
Okay, so ScarJoe can back up the money fucking truck and run over Steven Dorff on their way to cash another fucking Marvel check.
I got a better one. Scarlett Johansson, Colin Jost. That flows.
I love
it. I'm all in. Huzzah.
Huzzah to the shopkeep.
Well, I think we've only got one more major thing to cover right now, and that is what we're doing next week with our final installment of the Summer of Sequels.
Sequels.
This guy gets it. But we had to go with arguably one of the biggest sequels of all time. Todd's
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
Secret of the Ooze. That'll be our next Summer of Sequels. We're gonna watch that. Actually, that might fall into. I pitched to Todd that next summer we'll do Bummer Summer, which is just a bunch of like sad, bad movies, like how we felt.
Bad.
Well, like how we felt about like Super Mario Brothers, but just all summer long because we hate ourselves. But that would fit in there. But
like Ernest P. Worrell. Remember that show he was in?
Yeah.
And he played like all the characters. Is that freaking you out? You are freaking me out. Remember when that guy killed Pinhead in Hellraiser 2? Yes. Return to the Cube. That guy. I wish they would have included Return to the Cube. What if every sequel? What if every number 2 had to be Secret of the Ooze? Every 3 had to be 3D. Every 4 had to be this time it's personal. So like Indiana Jones 2, Secret of the Ooze? Yes. And then they just have ooze. Just speak up. No. There's no ooze. You got to work secrets, it in. But they're archaeological ones. You got to work it in. And it's like right at the very beginning of the movie. There's just some ooze and he finds it. He's like, this ooze has a secret. We have to find the Holy Grail. And then just like done. And then you go into the same movie. And then you just completely, and then it's like, there you go. They shot it like 12 months after the movie was already finished being edited and everything. They're just like, one scene. He's not even dressed like Indy. He's in his street clothes. He's got his earring in still. His earring. Driving a helicopter around. That's classic. Again, remember Congo? Yeah. And like the hippos are like attacking, and I just remember thinking that was such a dumb scene. And now I watched all these hippo videos, and that was like didn't do their rage justice. I watched this show on History called Kings of Pain, which was an insane show that I thoroughly enjoyed. It was 2 guys. They were redoing this pain index that some entomologist did, where he was like rating like the pain of a bee sting versus the pain of like a spider bite versus the pain of whatever, right? But they extended it to include other animals. So they got stung by like sea urchins. They got bit by like monitor lizards. They got bit by like a python. Who the fuck signs up for this? Well, just these 2 dudes who were just way into it. And like they were just in so much pain and all that stuff. But then there was one time they were looking for something specific that was out on the water. And then all of a sudden they saw something. They're like, I think that's a hippo. And then like they go back and you watch the hippo come out of the water like Jaws in the ride. Oh yeah. And just like, and they're like, oh God. Like it's just the 2 of them by themselves in this boat with like a camera. And they're like, and they're freaking out. They're like, please let me live so I can let an anaconda bite my face. Like, yeah, like, dear God. Yeah, some of the things. I watched this one. It was like this friggin' hippo. They're just rage machines. Yeah. And this friggin', there's like a group of hyenas chasing an impala, and the impala's stuck in the mud. And the fucking hippopotamus runs and chases off the hyenas and then turns around and just rips the goddamn impala in half for like literally no reason. And do you know why? He's just like, yeah, you're free, but he's like, thank you. Boom. Yeah. Do you know why they are so aggressive in that? A lack of white marbles to eat.
Because when they're hungry, they go eat white marbles.
I was like, what the fuck?
So really what was happening is that you were just humoring me.
Yes.
And I could not be
happy. I was just like,
oh, you're an idiot. I got it. Oh God. It's like you're trying to think, how can I edge you out of the show?
We gotta watch Congo one of these days. Wasn't that a fake gorilla?
Yeah. Oh, that would be a good little theme of things. Yeah. It's just like out in the wild kind of movies. And we'll do
Mosquito Coast.
Sharktopus versus Terracuda.
Oh my God, yes.
But we still haven't even said which movie we're doing this week coming up.
Oh.
So next
Sharknado.
Week. Ooh.
Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, part 2, Secret of the Ooze. All right, but next week we are doing arguably Todd's favorite movie. Okay. We
already watched Garbage Pail Kids.
It's true. We're doing it again. Garbage Pail Kids 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
No, we are watching Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Let us have a look at the trailer.
Same make.
These were taken at the West Highland Police Station, 1984. You were there.
Same model.
These were taken today.
You have to let me see my son. He's in great danger.
New mission. Once, he was programmed to destroy the future.
You don't know what it's like to try to kill one of these things.
Now, his mission...
Get down.
...is to protect it.
Mom! Come with me if you want to live.
You're really real.
His loyalty is to a child.
Who sent you?
You did. 35 years from now.
And his enemy...
He's a Terminator like you, right?
Not like me.
...is the deadliest machine ever built.
Can it be destroyed?
Unknown.
This time, there are 2. Terminator 2.
You just can't go around killing people.
Why?
If you thought you had seen it all... Look again.
Stay down!
Go! Now!
We gotta stick together!
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. This time, he's back. For good.
Trust me.
Terminator 2, guys. Are you as jacked as I am?
I'm jacking.
Oh, exciting. Oh, there it is. There's the expected. I did not think you were going to go lefty. I guess because you're holding the phone righty. Oh, my God. If your O-face is Popeye, I want to see it every time.
Exactly. Yes.
It's like a special app that just takes your picture at the moment. Just instantly puts it on Instagram. It's just, this is who I am.
It's one of those like Snapchat filters or whatever, where it's the Popeye's O face.
I think that should be a necessity for a dating app. You get a picture of your O face as your profile picture, and then that's just like, this is what. Yeah, it's like single tear. Me saying, "I'm sorry." But man, oh man. So that's it. And I mean, we had a blast doing Terminator when we recorded that too. We recorded that a little while back.
Oh fuck.
But so you got that to look forward to next week. I'm really pumped for you guys to see that. Again, everybody who's watching us on Facebook, thank you so much. We've been still just, our numbers are doing better and better every week. Oh,
I'm in bed now.
Oh, Todd's in bed. Todd's ready.
And I'm upside down.
Nice. Well, you're kind of sideways for us. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
This seems worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun. And again, thank you everybody who's been watching on YouTube and enjoying our shorts, I didn't tell you yet, but the short when we were talking about your tattoo, I made a short when you were talking about the tattoo, and that got like 2,500 views so far. So,
sweet.
So that's got some love out there. One guy, he commented this. I think it's the same guy too. I have to look, but there was one guy who commented just like being like just a shithead at us one day. Like he said something specifically to me about maybe if you spent more time walking and less time eating, you wouldn't be such a fat ass or something like that. So I was like, great job, guy.
Classy guy.
Then there was, I got a comment on my own personal YouTube where I had made a comment about how much the Rodecaster Pro was. And I was like, please don't tell my wife I spent so much money. He's like, you need your wife's permission to spend money. Like, why don't you grow up and be a man? I'm like, I didn't realize I was going to have to explain that I was joking to somebody.
That's so wicked.
Like, so many comments that they're saying, like, funny. It's like, that funny was so, like, and it was just whatever. But then.
Be a fucking man.
But then this one was.
Slap your wife in the face and say, bitch, I'm buying whatever you said you bought there.
Yes, the Rodecaster Pro.
That's the one,
but, then the most recent one, they thought better of it and took it down, but I still saw it in the notifications on my phone say they can't take that back. But the very first thing you said in that short was, now that I got a tattoo, I just punch old people because I'm a fucking biker. That was what you said. And he goes, he's like, oh, you like to punch old people? Probably because you're such a pussy. And it's like, I'm like, what? Like,
you're such a pussy.
But I 1,000% understand all of the Trumper QAnon anti-vax stuff now, because they'll awesome. Literally believe anything they hear instantly. They had 30 seconds to take in all that information, and it is gospel that you attack the elderly.
Anybody that knows me knows that I only fight women. Not old people, not kids, women. Yeah.
I only fight apparently deaf drunk people.
Oh yes.
But no, I didn't.
I like that afterwards he comes back and he's like, "Hey, I'm deaf, so don't be mad at me."
Yeah. Well, if that was an excuse, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like oh, you're deaf. I remember reading about how deaf people are always trying to start fights for no reason, and who are super misogynistic when they're drunk.
Okay. Yeah, I think you really just wanted a friend.
Yeah, we did make out for a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
So I was lying before when I said I killed him. We had sex.
What did he say to your wife or to Dana?
Other than calling her, I don't know what he said prior. Oh, he was like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I live here." And then, like, she's like, "Get lost, like, go away." And then she's like, "My brother's coming, like, that's him right now, get lost." And then that's when he came up to my car and decided.
Looked in the car.
I should have did the cool guy thing, like open the car door into him, then spin out with a spinning kick, and then put him in a trial.
Mm-hmm. That would have been pretty cool.
Like, you know how in Lethal Weapon 1, where they're like, so you're the ultimate karate expert, Mel Gibson. You know how you do that one. You know how you do that one spin kick in the movie twice.
That's like his go-to move.
Yeah, so I just should have like taken his moves.
Like kick open a fire hydrant and then fucking choke the guy out with your legs.
Yeah, and then have to relocate my shoulder.
Yeah,
after it's been dislocated in the fight. Can we all forgive Mel Gibson just so we can watch some good pain acting?
I know, whatever. I think we already have. He's been in some movies.
Yeah, but it was like Daddy's Home 2 or whatever.
Him forgiven.
Yeah.
To have forgaved.
Yeah. Well, I noticed they started letting him direct again because we have a far lower bar for our directors. It was like Roman Polanski.
Great director.
It was like, Roman Polanski, what did you do? Oh, don't worry about it. You're still doing movies. And everybody's like, I'm going to do Roman Polanski movies till the day I die. Woody Allen, count me in. Married his stepdaughter, not a problem.
It's consensual.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, but things can still be gross. I think that's what we forget, is that things can still just be gross. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. What do you think? You're like in bed. You're in bed, so I feel like you're ready to.
Oh yeah. I'm in there.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks as always for people who are watching on YouTube. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and all those wonderful things that help us get seen and help you see us as we get new episodes on. If you are listening to us, you're really losing out because we're a couple of fucking Adonises. But see, Todd didn't even laugh at that. That's how you know it's true.
Exactly.
He's just what he said is just truth. I'm not even going to snicker at that.
True that.
But the I believe the word is actually snigger, not snicker. But I'm not getting into that.
Neither am I.
I know. I just had to say it to point out that I'm not going to say it, but forget about it. Anyways, you can find us at miscastcommentary.com. You can send all your hate mail there to podcast at miscastcommentary.com. Find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast. I'm at miscastjoe. Todd's at miscasttodd. You can find us on Instagram at miscastcommentary and at miscastjoe there. TikTok at miscastcommentary and at miscastjoe. We put shorts from our episodes on both TikTok and YouTube. And occasionally when I think about Instagram is by far the most neglected of the three.
Poor Instagram.
But I'll tell you why. In Instagram, you need to fix this. You can't upload when you're just on your computer. You have to upload from your phone. So when I want to do a short from the episode, I have to edit it. Like I put it together on the computer. Then I have to like upload it to the cloud so I can download it to my phone so I can upload it to Instagram. Whereas everything else, I could just go like, you go here now. So Instagram, get your shit together.
Yeah, Instagram, what the fuck, man?
I know Facebook owns you and you suck, but like, that's what happens.
The guy's like, you punch old people because you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah. You're a pussy, but that's not why. You're a pussy because you can't not cry to beaches.
And we're also fat gas station workers.
Oh, that's not why we're... that's just a given.
That's just my side gig.
Yeah. I'd love to work at a gas station. You get to meet so many people.
Fucking right, man.
People
You don't
who
want to
need
beat
gas.
jerky. Tell the boss it fell on the floor.
That's why Slim Jims aren't on sale on a more wide level, because they're being used to nourish the gas station attendants of the world. And that's why Macho Man died.
Yeah, he snapped into way too many Slim Jims.
Yeah. Just his jaw snapped back and went through his brain.
And then his heart valve snapped off his heart.
Yeah, that sounds pretty actually just flat out accurate. That's what happens to
the four major ones there, left ventricle, all those ones were actually replaced with hollowed out Slim Jims. Yeah. So he was literally pumping Slim Jims out of his heart.
And if I can just for a moment advocate once more for Twizzlers, they already have holes in them. You just have to cut off the ends.
Yeah.
You don't have
Surgeons
to go through
America. Listen up.
You don't have to go through all of the work of like running an auger through
or whatever.
Slim Jim. You just
Slim Jim auger.
Just give me a Twizzler. Then you measure out how the length you need. Cut. Put it in. It's ribbed for your inner pleasure.
Exactly. Yeah.
It
fights off diseases better.
There's no way it doesn't fight off diseases, because what else is licorice? Licorice isn't even that good a treat, so it has to be curing something.
I take licorice. I never get it, though.
Yeah, when I have it, though, I'm like, ooh, I haven't had this in so long. I love it. And then I have it, and I'm like, this is okay.
It's like those wax lips. Who the fuck,
Yeah.
Who the fuck's eating that?
I don't know. It's like, wow, I could have had a crayon if this is what I was really looking for.
What the fuck?
At least a crayon, when you're looking at the yellow one, you can think lemon.
Yeah. Or purple or whatever.
Yes. But when
flavor of red.
Yes. Red. That's actually how you test people for mental stability, where they're like, they give you a red crayon. They're like, if you were to eat this, what would you be tasting? They're like, person goes like cherries. All right. You pass. Strawberries. Okay, you pass. Blood.
Blood. Yeah, you just be like, with the taste of a crayon.
Yeah.
You're like, you're insane. They throw you right in the loony bin.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you be tasting? Crayon? No imagination.
Yeah.
Send this person to the spice mines.
Spice. The spice. Oh yeah, Dune's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
It needs to make enough money so they can make the sequel.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve said something, because I guess it's going to be coming out on the same time on HBO as it is on in theaters. Those are the people who should be suing, because they're basically like, we're putting this out for free on HBO, or you can go pay to see it in theaters. If you've already got,
it'll probably be like the other ones where you got to pay $30 or whatever, like on Disney.
No, because HBO hasn't been doing that.
Oh,
but like HBO's more expensive, but like it's. At least I don't know if they're doing it now, but like when Justice League and stuff came out, they weren't doing that. But that might have also been to just draw people, because it was still fairly new at the time. But the point is then you're not getting kind of any extra money from that, and you're losing money from the lessened theater goers. Right. So that's an interesting thing. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve, he did that whole high and mighty director thing of streaming. It's not true cinema and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, fuck, like people are just doing what they can right now. Not everybody's comfortable going to the theater. You know, like we were talking about this. I was reading an article about, they were like, oh, Black Widow's bombing. I'm like, Black Widow's not bombing. It made a lot of money, considering the fact that people, well, A, there's a lot of places where theaters aren't open. B, a lot of places where theaters are open, you can't fill them. You're not legally allowed to. And C, some people would rather just stay home right now. They're like, ooh, sit inside a giant box with 400 other people. Ooh, where do I sign up?
Sign me up.
Yeah, right? So it's like, I miss the movies greatly. And
I went. It was awesome. There's nobody there.
Well, and that's the thing. And that's exactly my point, though. There's nobody there. And then people are like, ooh, these movies are all bombing. No, none of the movies are bombing. They're just not able to draw in, like, no movie is able to draw people
it's
to
a bad
the theater.
time for the movies, man.
So this is why, you know, they held off. And this is why, again, Disney should have sorted out their shit better as far as the, like, okay, we're going to charge for streaming. We got to include that. Or like they could have proactively done that and said, hey guys, because we're not coming out in theaters, we're going to be doing this. So your points are going to be put towards this. And I bet everybody would have been cool. Sounds great. And it's like, because they would have gotten something. It wouldn't have been as much as if theaters were open as normal. And because I'm sure it would have made like an extra $100 million or something like that. But we're in a situation right now, and everybody's got
a bummer, eh?
Everybody's got a deal. Yeah.
I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
Those mecha rich actors, and they just can't make another 20 mil.
I know.
What a tough world we live in.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm only getting 15 for this.
What? Yeah. I paid in.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucked.
Well, that was.
I paid in 15.
Yeah, well, I used that, and then I gambled it to get my 15 million.
15 milli.
I just do what Wesley Snipes says. Bet it all on black.
Mm-hmm.
But then they say, sir, you're playing Keno. I was trying to think, because I wanted to say roulette over and over again. I'm like, no, roulette is the game you bet on black.
Is the game. We just said poker.
Yeah. Oh, well, I blew the whole joke, so let's just fucking go. All right, guys, we're going to see you next week with T2 Judgment Day. And you can judge us by leaving comments below. See how I did that? That's fucking genius marketing.
That's pro right there.
Ugh. I'm disgusted by myself and everybody else.
Lead in.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.